like I'm floating through the air. The pain I felt is paid for, all is said and done. Oh, I am restricted, fixed upon the web. I need to kick the habit that my mind is breathing in. Break out, I've got to see. Spent all my life holding all of it closely. I played it innocent, a feel of discontent. I'm finally facing it all, fearless. Exaggerated, that's what you story's over now, I must conclude. I am conflicted, watching where I stand still, hanging in the balance. Not the life I want to live, I want to take it all. Standing tall, fear I weighed the person you are. Oh, break out, I've got to see. Spent all my life holding all of it closely. I played it innocent, a feel of discontent. I'm finally facing it all, fearless. Exaggerated, that's what you assume. The story's over now, I must conclude. I am conflicted, watching where I stand still, hanging in the balance. Not the life I want to live, I want to take it all. Standing tall, fear I weighed the person you are. kept still, hanging in the balance. Not the life I want to live, I want to take it all. Standing tall, fear I weighed the person you are. Oh, break out, I've got to see. Spent all my life holding all of it closely. I played it innocent, a feel of discontent. I'm finally facing it all, fearless.
Kuwait. Looks like a wonderful deck. The ball coming on nicely to the bat. Lightning quick outfield. And the aggressive brand of cricket that both these teams play, we should be in for a cracking game of cricket. Malik wide. Sending it back on the surface. Slip, backward point. Cover, extra cover in the off. The third man on the offside. A mid-on. And a short final. On the offside. Meet Bavsa, the left-handed Kuwaiti opening batsman, takes guard. Umpires Buddhi Pradhan and Kaldas adjudicating this game. Two very experienced umpires. Tamur Suja, the Qatar skipper, making fine adjustments to his field. Malik bolted short, helped on its way towards the deep backward square leg boundary. The Kuwaiti batsman running extremely well between the wickets and collecting 3. Malik not pleased with his fielder. Thought it should have been kept down to 2. Noman Sava was the fielder pursuing that delivery. Once again, hitting the deck hard. Ravija De Silva unable to get it off the square. Qatar will be pleased with this start. Crowd slowly building up on a beautiful Friday morning here. They'll be well in for the second game with host Singapore taking on Malaysia. Malik drops it short. That was asking for trouble. Ravija De Silva leans back and caresses it through the mid-wicket boundary for 4. Beautiful shot. It's also time to welcome all our viewers in Singapore tuning in on our live broadcast and from around the world. And I believe it's a holiday for both these teams on the park back home, Kuwait and Qatar, today being a Friday, and later on for Malaysia. So I'm pretty sure a lot of them will be tuning in, and we are expecting quite a crowd at the Singapore IA Oval here on Balestier Road. At the end of the first over, Kuwait 8 for the loss of no wicket. Inamul Haq entrusted bowling the second over. He's been doing a wonderful job bowling in the power plays. He's kept it tidy for his skipper and also picked up crucial wickets. He's using all his experience and guile with variations in pace and length, doing a wonderful job. Meet Bavsa on strike. Good bit of fielding there. A backward point. Kamran Khan there. There's a bit of a confusion in the calling. No alarms at the end, both batsmen making it safely. There's a short third man. Backward point. Cover. Mid off. Long on. Short mid wicket. Cow corner. Backward square leg and a short fine leg. The square playing beautifully here this morning. Ball coming onto the bat nicely. Will assist the spinners a bit later on, but it's going to remain consistent throughout the game. What a wonderful day it is here. Cotton wool skies, sunny and blue. Namul Haq be bowling to Ravija De Silva. Short. Once again asking for trouble. Ravija De Silva strong on the cut shot. Deposits it to the cover boundary for 4. Might be worth considering a sweeper. Finamul Haq is planning to bowl that line and length. Tamim Sajad, the skipper, seemed to be suggesting the same. Namul Haq continues. Beaten outside the off stump. It's got a wonderful pause, almost ideally designed for T20 bowling. Namul Haq, been very impressed with the way he's been bowling his off spinners. Stam looking for a quick single, punches it to long on. Good diving attempt there by the short mid-wicket fielder. Cannot prevent the single. Scoreboard ticks along nicely. Once again, short, cut away to sweep a cover. This time, the left-hander. That's the end of the second over. Kuwait 15 for the loss of no wicket. It's been a steady start by the Kuwaiti openers. Meet Bavza and Ravija De Silva. This is a much improved performance compared to the approach they took against Malaysia. It's measured, sensible, and looks to be a solid one. Malik continues from the Balestier Road end. Will be Meet Bavza on strike. There's a wideish third man, backward point, cover, sweeper cover, extra cover, mid off on the offside. Mid on, backward square leg and a short fine leg on the leg side. Once again, short, drifting down the leg side. Meet Bavza seems to have gotten a bit of willow on it. Pai Kalidas confirms that. 4 runs. Malik spraying it around this morning a little bit. Looks a bit stiff. Been bowling on both sides of the wicket. Mohammad Abais Malik, a very experienced campaigner for Qatar. Will be looking to make amends. On this occasion, a much better line and length. Kuwaiti backward point fielder lets it drip. Good bit of backing up there from mid-off. bit unnecessary, one might have felt. Ravi De Silva safely making his ground. There's no threat of a run out there whatsoever. I continue to see the helmet of the wicketkeeper being left behind him, which I always feel is a dangerous approach. Be conceding unnecessary runs should the ball hit it. Kuwaiti batsman looking for a quick single, makes it comfortably. That helmet has no business being there unless it's on the head of the wicketkeeper. Substitute fielder should run it in and out. So little things that you need to pay attention to when every run matters. Qatar seems to think otherwise. Wise Malik to Ravi De Silva. Both Kuwaiti batsmen, the openers, off to a decent start. They will look to make maximum use of these power play overs to build a solid platform for their strikers to follow. This time gets an inside edge. Down to short fine leg. That was a clumsy overthrow, quite unnecessary once again. The Kuwaiti batsman, sharp, aware of the situation, capitalized by stealing an overthrow. Malik, the big unit, not pleased. No bowler is pleased when overthrows are conceded off their bowling. That's a high quality shot. Ravi De Silva just leans into it and lofts it over the bowler's head. A magnificent six. Gun barrel straight. As a bowler, if you hit like that, you gotta say top shot and get on with it. It's a very sensible approach this morning employed by Kuwait. This time short, smashed away. Magnificent stroke play here. Ravi De Silva lighting up the IA ground. Picked up that short length very early, pulled it from outside off stump. 4 runs. At the end of 3 overs, Kuwait 32 for the loss of no wicket. They'll be very pleased with this start. Inamul Haq continues from the Serangoon Road end. Be bowling to Mead Bavsar, the left-hander. Got a field. Third man backward point. Extra cover. It's a quick single taken there. Wonderful bit of fielding. Direct hit. Tamu Sujad, a wonderful fielder, the Qatar captain. What a very committed dive there from Mead Bavsar. Ensures makes the ground safely. Seems to be the physio doing a Hussein Bolt to the center. Seem to be needing a bit of a look into there as a result of that dive. Buddhi Pradhan, the umpire, right on top of things, making sure that this stoppage is justified. Well, the old magic spray seemed to have come out. Works for everything. rusty nuts, scratches. If your car engine doesn't start up, bring out the magic spray. Okay. Qatar physio sprints back off the track. Seemed to be a good sprinter. And we will continue with proceedings. Namul Haq will be bowling to Ravi De Silva. Seemed to be in fine touch this morning. Once again, short, guided away to long leg for 4. This is very good batting. He's picking the gaps, starting to see the ball well. Qatar, they've been a bit short in terms of length this morning. They're paying the price. It's a good place to be when you pick up a boundary off the first delivery of the over. And on this occasion, Inamul Haq strikes back. That's a soft dismissal. Seemed to have put a bit more revs on that one. Dipped. Drew the fall stroke from Ravi De Silva. He perishes, giving the simplest of catches back to the bowler. He'll be disappointed. Having gotten a start, throwing it away. Qatar will be very pleased. Adnan Idris walks out to the middle to join Meet Bavza, number 3 for Qatar. I beg your pardon, for Kuwait. Just when Kuwait was looking like they were going to put the foot down on the pedal, that man once again, Inamul Haq, throws a spanner in the works, gets that crucial breakthrough for his captain. Taimur Sajjad will be very pleased with the way he has bowled in the power plays for Qatar. Amar Haq continues from the Serangoon Road end. Straight away. Makes the batsman come forward. Adnan Idris defending carefully. It's a good bit of fielding. This could be curtains if it hits. That was an absolute mix-up on all parts. The two Kuwaiti batsmen, they seem to have got their frequencies wrong. It was a wonderful stop at backward point. Unfortunately for Qatar, he couldn't follow it up with a accurate return to the wicket-keeper. Otherwise, it would have been absolute curtains for Meet Bavza, who was headed to the danger end. Kamran Khan there at backward point, doing a good job for Qatar. Amidst all that commotion, the Kuwait total moves up by 1 run. Bhavsar punches it down to long off, collects a single. These two batsmen certainly seem to have issues running between the wickets. For the sake of Kuwait, they'll be looking to sort it out. At the end of 4 overs, Kuwait 35 for the loss of 1 wicket. ICC World T20 Qualifiers Asia Final. What an event it has been. Hosted in concert here in Singapore. The ICC and the Singapore Cricket Association doing a wonderful job to have some wonderful T20 cricket here on the park, and it's been some amazing games thus far. This afternoon's game between Singapore host and Malaysia, the friendly rival from across the Straits, would be another great game. Be a large crowd expected here, as well as tuning in to our live coverage. There's a change in the bowling from the Balestier Road end. Norman Sava comes into the attack. He's been a very effective operator for Qatar throughout this tournament. He'll be bowling to meet Bhavsar. There's a third man, backward point, cover, extra cover and a mid-off. On the leg side, there's a short fine leg, backward square leg mid-on, and there's also a deep backward point on the offside boundary. Short smashed away, excellent bit of fielding, but unfortunately cannot cut the boundary. Qatar will figure out sooner rather than later the length to bowl on this wicket is not short. Meet Bhavsar gladly accepts that gift, deposits it to the backward point boundary. Beautiful shot, 4 runs. This time tucks it up. Seems to have hit Meet Bhavsar on the thumb. Struck a painful blow here. We might see the Qatar, I beg your pardon, the Kuwait physio run out once more. Norman Sawa not happy. He was hit for that boundary. Cramped the batsman up for room. The ball dragging back and hitting the batsman on the hand. Good bit of work there from the wicketkeeper, ensuring no run is conceded. Good comeback here by Sawa after conceding a boundary. Seemed to be a little mid-pitch conference by the Qatar players. Some treatment is carried out. Meet Bhavsar by Khalidaz right on top of things. All's well. Norman Sawa will continue from the Balestier Road end. Kuwait would look to accelerate at some point in time. At the same time, not lose wickets in a bundle. Keep a few intact to attack and accelerate towards the end as well. Oh, that's a brilliant bit of fielding. Inamul Haq saves a certain boundary there. The senior campaigner for Qatar, showing how it's done, flings himself to the left. Wonderful to see. This is high-octane cricket, ladies and gentlemen. ICC T20 World Cup qualifiers, Asia finals. Every team giving it their absolute best. because it's only one qualifier and winner takes all. It's a wonderful opportunity to see high quality T20 cricket. So come down to the Indian Association Oval, Balestier Road if you're free. It's going to be a lovely Friday afternoon and late morning now. Short, punched away, 4 runs wide of mid-on. Adnan Idris using the powerful bottom hand there to just jab that ball. Norman Sawa is being hit on both sides. He would want to rectify that. It's also been hit both straight and square. And on this occasion, Benz is back. Gets to Adnan Idris a bit quicker than he expected. Manages a single. At the end of 5 overs, Kuwait 49 for the loss of 1 wicket. Motoring along. Namal Haq continues from the Serangoon Road end. Nepal, the other team on the park, practicing in the facilities here of the Singapore Cricket Association in the far corner. Also keep a keen eye on these two teams. Qatar defeating Nepal. And Nepal yesterday defeating Malaysia. And if Kuwait manages to get on the board today, it'll be a very interesting competition. Once again, Adnan Idris goes the aerial route. Fielder running back from mid-off. Unable to get to that in time. Kuwait collecting 2 runs in the process. Adnan Idris looks like a very aggressive batsman. It's going at it from the get-go. On this occasion, sweeps it. Wonderful bit of fielding there. And Norman Sawa. Short fine leg. Very swift to his left. A sharp return back to the wicket-keeper. And on this occasion, Idris moves deep back into his crease and deposits in Namal Haq to deep mid-wicket boundary. Once again, too short. That was a real help-yourself delivery. Idris did not disappoint. 4 runs. Kuwait moving along nicely. The batsmen both now look settled. They've got their frequencies synchronized, and those boundaries certainly helping ease the nerves. And he goes for another big bash. Manages an inside edge to short fine leg. Namal Haq, very subtle with his variations, very experienced campaigner. He'll be looking to collect another wicket. Adnan Idris once again moves back and drills it between wide long on and the bowler for 4 runs. Namal Haq not impressed with the effort of the long on fielder. Certainly thinks that should have been stopped. I must say I agree. That was an awful attempt. Seemed to just jog behind that delivery. Qatar can ill afford such luxuries as the Kuwait batsmen look to build on the pressure here. And on this occasion, it goes miles up in the air. Extra cover fielder in hot pursuit, can't prevent the boundary. Adnan Idris cutting loose here at the IA Oval. Magnificent stroke play. 4 runs. Namal Haq expensive in that last over. At the end of the power play in 6 overs, Kuwait 63 for the loss of 1 wicket. They'll be very pleased with this start, and in particular this approach compared to their way against Malaysia. I think coach Pushpakumara would have given a good talking to the youngsters. Mudalige Pushpakumara, my countryman from Sri Lanka. Fiery character, very passionate about his cricket. Tamoor Shajah, the Qatari skipper, brings himself on now from the Balestier Road end. He's been doing an excellent job with the ball and with the bat for Qatar in this tournament. These two teams very similar in DNA, both from the Middle East. They've been locking horns in a series just before coming here. Even though Qatar won it, I think the honours were shared equally. Meet Bavsar to face Tamoor Shajah. That's a magnificent ball. Gets the googly on straight away. Tamoor Shajah, wonderful youngster. Had an opportunity to have a chat with him. It's a very pleasant character. Good thing about the game. Meet Bavsar decides to take a single. Adnan Idris decides it's too early in the morning to commit suicide. Sends him back. Once again, this is excellent bowling by the Qatar skipper. The line, the length, the pace at which he is bowling seems to have assessed the conditions very well. Any youngster looking at how to bowl a T20 encounter, this man is a good role model to watch. Leg spin. It's bowled 4-dot balls. Pulled back the momentum that Adnan Idris and Kuwait built up in the last over. Meet Bavsar rechecking the guard. Manages to pick a single. Both these teams do not believe in running the first one hard. They love their boundary hitting. One aspect perhaps they could pay a bit more focus to is their running between the wickets. That would really complement their power game. Tamoor Shajah making some adjustments to his field. There's a long on, deep mid wicket, deep backward square leg and a short fine leg. And on the offside, it's backward point, cover, extra cover, sweep and a long off. And Adnan Idris decides he's going to spoil Tamoor Shajah's over by punting it over his head for a 6. Wonderful shot, nothing more than a little uppercut. 4 runs. Oh, I beg your pardon, 6. Got a bit unsighted there. Tamoor Shajah very unhappy. Bowled a brilliant over thus far. The last 2 deliveries conceding 7 runs. I think Meet Bavsar just needs to keep rotating the single and getting Adnan Idris on strike. Try not to do something too fancy, but if it's in his area, should be going at it himself. This is a wonderful platform here being built by Kuwait, going at 10 runs and over. The end of 7 overs, 70 for the loss of the solitary wicket for Richard Silva. The change in the bowling, the Serangoon Road end. Mohammad Nadeem, left-arm orthodox bowler. That was really a meat pie. Bafsa would be very unhappy he couldn't put it away, but nonetheless, Kuwait Bank an extra wide down the leg side. This is intelligent batting. Meet Bafsa straight away. Takes a single. Gets Idris back on strike. It's been wonderful to see the way he has been batting. Extremely positive. He's been willing to take the bowlers on and also take the aerial route. Let's see how he proceeds after the power play overs are done. Now we're in the 8th. And he's been targeting the short straight boundaries, which is very intelligent batting. That's a very good shot. Paddles it around the corner. 4 runs. Adnan Idris showing, apart from power, he's also got finesse. Lovely touch shot there. Just helped it around the corner. He's playing his angles beautifully here for Kuwait. He's cantered on to 30. Minimum fuss. Qatar would ideally like to see the back of this man. He's looking to be dangerous. Four more. This time off an educated edge outside off stump. Kuwait wouldn't mind that one bit. Mohammad Nadeem on the other hand, heartbroken. See whether he can bounce back. First 2 deliveries going for boundaries behind the wicket. Inamul Haq, the short third man fielder. Tamur Shah, the captain, at short fine leg. They both seem a little bit too wide for my liking. Short third man certainly can come in a bit straighter on this track, where the short boundaries, the straight boundaries are quite short. And on this occasion, Idris drills one to sweep a cover for a single. Meet Bafsa back on strike. Change in the field for the left-hander. On his leg side, there's a long on, deep backward square leg, deep mid-wicket and a short fine leg. And on the offside, short third man, backward point, sweeper cover, extra cover and a long off. Meet Bafsa goes for an ambitious hoik. Lucky to get a top edge, even luckier to get a boundary. Nadeem absolutely unlucky on that occasion. Not the most intelligent bit of batting. Dan Idris having collected 2 boundaries already in this over. Meet Bhavsar decided, I'll join him. At the end of 8 overs, Kuwait cantering along 85 for the loss of 1 wicket. Taimur Sujat continues from the Balestier Road end. The Qatar skipper be bowling to Idris. There's a long off, deep extra cover, an extra cover, backward point on the offside, long on, deep mid wicket, deep backward square and a short fine leg on the onside. Idris tries to make room. Taimur Sujat follows him. His excellent bowling. He bowled a very good first over apart from those 2 last deliveries. Idris puts the front foot away and bangs it over wide long on. 4 runs. I think these 2 teams have been playing each other in the recent past, so they should be aware of each other's ways, I suppose. On this occasion, Taimur Sujat immediately adjusting the trajectory of that delivery. Well, Adnan Idris, he looks itching. Something's going to give here. Once again, short, drilled away to sweep a cover for a single. Dan Idris looks a powerful striker of the ball for Kuwait. Field changes over for the left-handed Meet Bhavsar. The composition of the field remains the same. And that's a very good bit of innovative batting. Meet Bhavsar gets low down on his knees, paddles it to deep fine leg for a couple of runs. And on this occasion, it's going up in the air. 2 fielders both coming in. The ball falls safely between them. Captain Taimur Sujat and Ibrahim Zairuddin. They're coming in from deep mid-wicket. And that's the end of the 9th over. The Kuwait 93 for the loss of 1 wicket. It's a very good platform being set here. Qatar would be looking ideally to get a wicket and perhaps 2 quick wickets to arrest this momentum. Kuwait, on the other hand, they'll be well pleased with the proceedings. Mohammad Nadeem continues from the Serangoon Road end to meet Bhavsar. primes an extremely ambitious shot. Still lucky to be there. That ball missing the timber by not much. I think he should just look to get a single and avoid all this fuss. Once again down the track, looking to smash the cover off the ball. Manages a single to long on in the process. But more importantly for Kuwait, the dangerous Adnan Idris is back on strike. I think for any youngster watching, in a situation like this, when your partner is going really well, all you need to do is give the man the strike. Once again, drilled down to long on. T20 cricket, really making it interesting for viewers and allowing this wonderful game to spread to more and more countries. Qatar and Kuwait today battling it out. It's a good bit of batting. Meet Bavsar straight away rotates the strike. There's a short third man. This time he seemed to have got the memo. He's a bit finer. Inamul Haq, very experienced cricketer. He would have judged the angles from the previous over. It's a good variation in pace. Mohammad Nadeem. That's a very good shot. Just paddled around the corner. Rees collects another single. Mohammad Nadeem bowling a very good over there. Kuwait 97 for the loss of 1 wicket at the end of the halfway mark. It's a wonderful platform now from which they can launch. They can even look to reach 200 if they do keep wickets in hand. It's a wonderful batting surface. Short straight boundaries and a lightning quick outfield. All ingredients that will complement Kuwait's style of batting, or any style of batting for that matter. Tamoor Sajjad and the Qatar contingent would like to keep it down to a minimum. As they won the toss and elected to field, be confident to chase this down as well. Grease comes down the wicket, finds his marker at long off. Be interesting to see how they play these overs from 10 to 15. It's one of the most crucial periods of a T20 game. It'll set the narrative for a strong finish either way. Both these batsmen now set, picking the gaps with great ease. They should look to bat deep into this innings and launch Kuwait to an imposing target total. Tamoor Sajjad, he wouldn't mind singles, bowling a very good line and length. Rees hits it away to deep mid wicket. Once again, single conceded. Seem to be a particular mould according to which Kuwait bats. Tamoor Sajjad bowling that slightly wider, sliding it through a bit quicker. Result a dot ball. And once again, helped away. It's a deep fine leg for 4 runs. Now the fact that they picked up many singles in that over makes that boundary really count. Kuwait in a position here to bat Qatar out of the game if they do bat sensibly and execute their finish. They'll put themselves in a very strong position. Their fielding and their bowling in it, they'll need to back it up with a solid performance as well. It's again swept away to long leg, looking for 2, gets it comfortably. Good running between the wickets, ran the first one hard on that occasion. At the end of the 11th over, Kuwait 106 for the loss of 1 wicket. Seemed to be a little drink coming out to the Kuwaiti wicketkeeper, to the Qatari wicketkeeper, while the Kuwaiti batsmen have a change of gloves. The umpire is right on top of things. Both these teams getting used to the conditions in Singapore. It's a different type of heat, very humid here. They seem to have adjusted beautifully, enjoying themselves in Singapore, one of the best destinations for events in the world. Whenever you see them down at the pool or at the shopping malls or at the eateries, spotted around the hotel, both these teams in very high spirits. And a wonderful game is brewing here this morning. Kuwait. Impressive start here. They build on it. Hammered down to long on. Idris, very effective, has his own approach, hits the ball extremely hard. Meet Bafsa, on the other hand, looks like a touch player. Very effective in hitting the gaps. Now this occasion goes big, goes high. It's a Qatari field underneath it. And he takes the catch expertly. Wonderfully judged catch out there in the outfield. Exactly what Meet Bafsa should not have done. Does not look like that's his natural game. Going for the power hit to deep mid-wicket. And perishing in the process. The little break, the change in the gloves, seem to have disturbed the concentration of Meet Bafsa, but that's no excuse. Qatar getting an important breakthrough, stifling the momentum of Kuwait. They would look to build on this and come up with another quick strike again. Kuwait, on the other hand, they would like to build on this platform and continue. Bilal Tahir comes into the middle. Looks like a little shuffle in the batting lineup of Kuwait. They seem to be flexible to assess the situation and make the required changes, which is the way to play T20 cricket. This is wonderful to see. Both Qatar and Kuwait battling it out intensely. Neither team looking to give the other an inch. The batsman crossed while the ball was in the air. Idris is on strike. Backs away, guides it to backward point. Kamran Khan patrols backward point. Live wire there for Qatar. Brilliant fielder. Mohammad Dadim doing an excellent job. That's a very good shot. Idris getting down on one knee, paddling it over short fine leg. 4 runs. Not the ideal bit of fielding. Qatar not impressed with that. Norman Sawa looks like he's the culprit on this occasion. Once again, Idris guiding the ball to backward point with open face. Finds a single to sweep a cover. At the end of 12 overs, Kuwait 112 for the loss of 2 wickets. Already? How many balls? 29. Adnan Idris scoring a wonderful half century of 29 balls. Exactly what the doctor ordered for Kuwait. Batsman, once he's set, carrying on. They'll be looking to him to continue even further. Looks like Hussain Chowdhury is coming on from the Balestier Road end. Bowled extremely well against Nepal and also against Singapore. Experienced campaigner. Ball Hussain Chowdhury. He'll be bowling to Adnan Idris on 50. Been an impressive knock thus far. Played shots all around the park. There's a shot, third man, backward point, sweeper cover, extra cover, long off, long on. Deep mid wicket, deep backward square, and a fine leg. Ball Chowdhury to Adnan Idris. Straight away, almost resulting in a caught and bowled. It's a very tricky bowler. Ball Chowdhury. There's plenty of variations. He's got good control over them. And on this occasion, Idris launches that delivery over long on for a 6, effortlessly. Adnan Idris playing a wonderful hand for Kuwait here. That was a high quality shot, nothing more than a little punch. And on this occasion he perishes. The Violet Ball Chowdhury comes back with a sharp off cutter. Idris a bit casual on that occasion. Pays the price, caught at backward point. Out for a well-made 56. Kuwait would have ideally liked him to kick on. Ball Chowdhury doing exactly what Qatar wanted. getting rid of the inform set batsman. This is turning out to be a wonderful game of cricket. Just when one side threatens to go away with it, the other side pulls them back. Looks like the captain, Mohammad Kashif, walking out into the centre. The half-centurion from the other day. Wonderful player. Chowdhury, despite getting hit for a 6, showing off his experience, coming back to take a wicket, and now a dot ball to follow that up. Another dot ball. This could be close. This is gone. This is gone. What an over this is turning out to be. Tamur Sajjad, lightning quick. Excellent return to the keeper. And that's the end of that. Bilal Tahir perishes. Don't think there was a single on there. Two batsmen discussing about it now, but it's a bit too late. They decided to take on the arm of Tamur Sajjad and paid the price. He's a brilliant fielder. Cut the angle, moving swiftly to his right. The wicketkeeper took off the bails in a flash. Kuwait losing 2 quick wickets. This is exactly what they did not need to do. This is exactly what the doctor ordered for Qatar. Bal Chowdhury has been instrumental in creating the situations with the pressure he's built, first by removing the informed player and then by bowling a few dot balls. Drew the mistake. Usman Wahid, the new batsman, the left-hander for Kuwait, joining his captain Kashif. Chowdhury in the middle of a very good over after the first ball being deposited for a 6. Short, punted away to deep mid-wicket for a single. Wahid straight away off the mark. Left-hander, the wicket-keeper batsman for Kuwait. Looks a stocky customer. Looks a player who likes to hit the ball hard. Mohammad Nadeem continues from the Serangoon Road end. Kuwait 119 for the loss of 4 wickets at the end of 13. The removal of Adnan Idris would certainly have a bearing on the final score here. Straight away down the track. Bang, 4 runs. Once again, the long off fielder making a meal of that search. Could have cut that one off. Mohammad Nadeem not impressed. That certainly was an ambitious shot. But he executed it really well, dancing down the track. Didn't quite middle it, but had enough power to go straight past Long off for 4 runs. That long off fielder is far too wide. Yes, now it's been adjusted as we speak. With the short straight boundaries, they need to be cutting the angle, being much straighter. Was one there, working it away for a single. Running the first one hard, these two. Which is very good. Mohammad Kashif scored a wonderful half century the other day against Malaysia. Played a lone hand. And he had some sort of support, he would have managed to give a much better fight or even win the game. Let's see how he goes today. That's a high quality shot. Down the wicket, inside out. 4 runs. 6, I beg your pardon. Hits the advertisement hoardings on the full. Mohammad Kashif is a quality player and he's putting it on display here. He's taking the attack to the bowler. It's a wonderful comeback. Mohammad Nadeem. There's attack and counter attack. What a wonderful game of T20 cricket we are witnessing here. It's been high octane cricket right throughout this ICC T20 World Cup qualifiers Asia final. Nadeem to Kashif. It's very controlled batting. He knows he's got the singles and the 6 in this over already. Once again comes down the wicket, and on this occasion hits it to deep mid wicket. Almost. Looks like Malik there. Deep mid wicket, the big fast bowler. Kashif certainly living dangerously. Don't seem to mind it. At the end of 14 overs, Kuwait moves on to 131 for the loss of 4 wickets. Right, we move into the last 6 of what has been certainly an enthralling match. Iqbal Hussain Chowdhury, if things go well, might be bowling 3 of those 6 overs. He's bowled an excellent first one. See how Kuwait handles him. This time Kashif once again. Going aerial. Over extra cover. Finds a single. They seem to not mind this one bit at all. In one more over, I'll need somebody to replace. Wonderful shot there. No run. Tamoor Shashad. Pulled away once again to deep mid wicket. Kuwait also maintaining a left-right combination. Seems to be another tactical approach. Once again, Kashif punts it down to long on for a single. Iqbal Chowdhury doing a wonderful job for Qatar here. Not giving much away. That's a very optimistic appeal. That would have missed another set of stumps. Iqbal Chowdhury doesn't believe dying wandering. Puts in the appeal. This is a very good over. Uncle Yusuf. Taimur Sajjad brings himself on from the Serangoon Road end. At the end of 15 overs, Kuwait 134 for the loss of 4 wickets. It'll be very interesting to see what kind of total they'll settle for from this point onwards. We're into the last 5. Well and truly the business end of the innings. The Kuwaiti captain out there, together with another stroke player, Usman Waheed, the left-handed wicketkeeper. They would certainly be looking to get at least 65 more runs in this remaining 5 overs. 185 would be pass score on this track, given the aggressive Qatari batting, the short straight boundaries and the lightning quick outfield. Taimur Sajjad once again bowling it fast, flat and right outside off stump, not giving the batsman any chance to get underneath it. This time it was short, smashed away. Good bit of fielding there, keeps it to a single. Deep long leg. Kashif back on strike, the Kuwaiti skipper. Taimur Sajjad has got his angles well covered. There's short fine leg, deep square leg, deep backward. That should be a wide. Looked wide. But the man that matters thinks it's not a wide. Taimur Sajjad seemed to have a very specific plan when bowling to the Kuwaiti skipper. Comes down the track and looks to hoik him. Manages a single to backward square leg. Backward point cover, sweeper cover, extra cover and a long off. On the offside, short fine leg, deep backward square leg, deep mid wicket and a long on the leg side. Usman Waheed comes down the track, looks for a big hit. Only manages a single to deep mid wicket. This is very good bowling by Taimur Sajjad. Giving nothing away. Not allowing the batsman to get underneath the ball. This is very good T20 bowling. I feel he's bowling at the correct pace and trajectory on this track. That's the end of the 16th over. Very good one by the Qatar skipper. Not conceding any boundaries or big ones, just keeping the Kuwaiti batsman tied down to singles, which Qatar wouldn't mind at this stage. Four overs to go. Iqbal Chowdhury, if things go to plan, be bowling the 17th and the 19th. It's been a very accurate bowler, giving nothing away to the Kuwaiti batsman. So they would need to find a way to score. 180 at least would be required on this track. Smashed back past the bowler, front foot out of the way, bang, 4 runs. Usman Waheed, he threw the kitchen sink at that one. Very effective. And once again, even better. Threads the needle between long on and long off. Magnificent shot. Usman Waheed this time delivers a surgical strike. Prompts a conference between the wicket keeper and Iqbal Chowdhury. He's been bowling really well thus far. More than anything, that seems to just be to slow down the momentum. Chowdhury continues. This is very intelligent batting. Usman Waheed, after drilling 2 boundaries down the ground, takes a single and gives the strike back to his skipper. Over to you. See what Mohammad Kashif can do. Iqbal Chowdhury squarely in the firing line. Skipper Kashif goes one better. Front foot out of the way. Deposits Chowdhury in the pavilion. Magnificent hit. Kuwait really putting the foot down on the gas now. Iqbal Chowdhury being taken to the cleaners. This is wonderful batting. Amazing stroke play by the Kuwaiti batsman. And punches a single to long off. "15 runs thus far off the over." Iqbal Chowdhury would not be pleased with that. It's a very controlling bowler. That looks close. By Kali thinks otherwise. It's not out. End of the over. Very good over for Kuwait there. Under the 17th, Kuwait 155 for the loss of 4 wickets. Can wait, we cross over. To take you through to the end of the game, be my colleague Arjun Menon. Who is currently preoccupied with housekeeping duties.
Well, good morning to all the viewers. Just following up where Jamal left off. Kuwait with quite a big score on the board at the moment with 156 for 4 of 17.1 overs. Qatar have to do something in the next 3 overs to try and curtail these runs, because anything above 185 here would mean a big chase for Qatar. Well fielded there. An extra cover. Kuwaitis seem to be right on top here. Usman Waheed and Mohammad Kashif, the captain. Kashif on 19 of 13 balls. Usman Waheed 20 of 14. Noman Sharwar continuing with his third ball of his second over. Another big swing, and at this stage, that's all Kuwait have to do with wickets in hand, trying to get that score up as high as they can before Qatar come in to chase total. Played off his feet, down to deep mid wicket, trying to go for the 2, and they are going for the 2. Bit of a fumble, but the ball gets in. 2 very crucial runs at this point. Brings Kuwait to 164. The skipper Kashif has had a really good series so far. Very good batsman. And that's hit really, really high. Doesn't look like it's going to clear, and it actually has cleared. Just over the head of long off, long on. And that's 6. Qataris looked really flat today. Must be the fact that Kuwait had got away from them very early in this innings. And the bigger scheme of things, 166 for 4, with another 2 overs to bowl after this. And once again, it's found the gap there beautifully between the boundary rider and long off. It's another 4. 10 runs of last 2 balls. A bit of a shrug of the shoulders by the bowler to his captain. 174. That brings Mohammad Kashif to 31 of 16 balls. 3 sixes. A bit of a conference between the captain and the keeper. They have to try and damage controls. Next 2 overs, 170 on this ground, although chaseable, is still a bit of an ask. Iqbal Hussain Chowdhury in here for the 19th. to bowl 19th over. Just down to long on, not much damage done there, just a 1 run. Big hoik there by Usman Wahid. That'll be a wide ball. Pressure telling here on the Qatari bowlers, trying to keep Mohammad Kashif quiet. Sitting on 31 of 16 balls with 1 4 and 3 sixes. Has found his range. And he goes again. You can't keep him quiet. It's another 6. And brings him to 37 of 17 balls. Well fielded. Seeing that Kashif has found his range. It'll take a lot for a bowler to get behind those. And he's done well there, Chowdhury. Head down as he goes back to his mark. And this might go again over the long off. It's another 6. Takes him to incredible 5 sixes in his innings. There's no holding back here for Kashif. And hits that down, just finds the fielder, and he's on his way. Well played there, Mohammad Kashif, 43 of 19 balls, 5 sixes, 1 4. And that's taken the Kuwait to 184 for 5. And still with another over to bowl after this. You would think that Kuwait would try and look for the 200 mark. These two Gulf nations must have had long history of playing against each other. In fact, I think Kuwait was actually in Qatar before this for pre-warm-up games. So they wouldn't be strangers to each other. Last ball for Chowdhury. Just down to long on, trying to go for the second, but well fielded there. And takes them to 185 for 5. Last over now, and it looks like Kuwait must have a target in mind of trying to get 200 on the board, which would be a really good score at this ground, considering that the straight boundary is quite short. And the wicket's looking to be a bit of a belter today. Good to have the sun back out after 2 days of overcast conditions. So it'll be Noman Sawar to finish off the bowling for Qatar. It's bowled 2 overs for 25 runs. It's not been very economical. Chowdhury finished off with 4 for 42. 4 overs and 42 runs. 2 wickets to his name though. So what can Sawar do here to try and keep the score under 200? New batsman is Shiraz Khan. And that's just really loose delivery, down leg. Couldn't have made it more easy for Shiraz. Just flicked it off his pads, and that's 4 runs down to fine leg. With the fine leg fielder in the boundary, within the 30-yard circle. So not the best ball to start off with. It's first ball. 5 more to go. 189 for 5. And signs look ominous for Kuwait. Getting 200. Set that down to deep mid-wicket. Fielded without much concern. Just a 1 run. Gets Usman Waheed on strike, who's now 22 of 16 balls. So what can the little stocky left-hander do here to try to hit that magical 200? 10 more runs needed to hit 200. Four balls to go. That's a bit of reshuffling of the field here. And Sawar in. And he's launched that. That is a huge 6. And that's gone off to between long on and deep mid-wicket for another 6. Takes them to 196 for 5. And Waheed to 28 of just 17 balls. Strike rate of 164. Pair of Kashif and Usman Waheed done well before Kashif was dismissed to get Kuwait to this point. Full toss. Gets past. Looks like it got past. Under the waist. Keeper batting it. You get a single though as a bye. The Qataris do look like flat, look really flat in the field. Crestfallen, to be honest. Matter of just wanting to finish off this bowling and see what they can do with the bat. But this will be a big task. He's bowled him. Big swing across the line by Shiraz Khan. Nowhere close. So Shiraz Khan departs for 6 of just 3 balls. Doesn't really matter at this point. Anybody that comes in is just going to throw their bat. 3 runs needed for the 200. 197 for 6. Norman Sawar with his last ball. Will they get to the 200? So just piques the interest here for the last ball. I think many people wondering if Qatar can get 200. All's needed is 4. 3 runs required to get 200. I'm sure Aslam is thinking about that. He's not going to die wondering. Probably have a swing of the bat. Here we go. And he's hit that into deep mid-wicket, and great catch taken down there by deep mid-wicket. And they don't get to the 200. And having said that, at 197 for 7, that is a very, very big score, and probably a very defendable score for Kuwait. And Qatar have a big task in their hands to try and chase the sun. I'll join you after the innings break. And good morning to all of you.